Hey, how you doing? This is Pastor Ware. Once again, this is your mental health moment, and today, what we want to do is we can just entitle this segment, "Be That Friend." So a lot of times we hear persons say, "Don't be that friend." Well, we've been talking about trauma, we've been talking about triggers for the last couple of weeks, and some of you have asked, well, how do I help somebody, or how can I be a good friend to somebody that's dealing with a trauma, dealing with triggers that are consistently going off? And so what I want to say is today, I want you to be that friend. First of all, just being a friend is a good thing, and so that's the first part. But here's some of the ways that we can do it. First of all, your first thing is just your presence. And so a lot of times we feel like we gotta say something, and sometimes we just don't have the words. Even as professionals, sometimes we just don't have the words. And so therefore, it's a case where just your presence a lot of times will make a big difference. So you just coming over and even socially distanced and watching the movie or watching the show or watching the show while y'all both on the phone. Sometimes just being able to have that presence is one of the first things. The second thing would be to listen. A lot of times we listen to talk, we listen to answer, but a lot of times if someone has trauma, they may just be feeling something that they just need to get off their chest, that they just need to express. And so you just being able to listen, just being able to hear what the person has to say. It's not time for you to turn into, Law and Order, where you're trying to get all of the information and trying to figure out the inconsistencies. No, you just want to listen, to be a friend and listen. Third thing is to ask. Ask them, how can I help? So yes, you got some ideas or things like that, but don't just assume that the person wants that, assume that the person needs that. Ask them first, hey, how can I help? Or you know what, I have some ideas, do you want to hear them? Because sometimes the person may not just be in a space right then to hear them, and the best thing you can do is just be able to be there with them and to be able to listen to them. And then the last thing is to walk with them. And so many times what you're talking about in terms of that is that sometimes they may need to do something. They may need to go somewhere. They may need to have a conversation. They may need to change their lives in certain ways. And so therefore, don't just say, oh, I'm praying for you, or God bless you. No, walk with them. Be able to at least try to support them in some way, shape, or form. So first of all, presence. You want to just make sure that there's a sense of presence in terms of you being there in support of them. Second, listen. You want to be able to listen to them, listen without judgment, listen without trying to answer as they are talking, but just be in that space of listening. Third, ask how I can help. And then if you have suggestions, that would be the time to bring them up after you've asked. And then the last thing is to walk with them as they go through it. So I would encourage each of you during the month of October for somebody or for multiple people to be that friend, because they need that friend, and that friend may just be you. God bless you. Peace.